Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be my tier list for the crossfire plates for all of them. I'll be ranking them, showing you who they're good on, and that sort of thing, and doing gameplay. I'm going to start. I'm going to start with gameplay on Seamus because I think it's really interesting, and then I will pop up the tier list, go over it, talk with you guys about it, and then I'll do another round of gameplay at the end. So the plate we're ranking here is the Ultimate Plate Rainbow Crossfire. Of course, if you're watching when this comes out, it's on this weekend's prize wall and very obtainable for a 500% one, much more than normal. I love this plate. It's probably my favorite plate in the game, and you'll see why when we pull up the list and just how many people I think it's S tier on. For Seamus, we're going to combo it with the Star-Crossed. A lot of the setups, the best setups, this Star-Crossed to make this plate a lot better, right? You don't always need it for everyone, but it does increase the damage of a lot of people from maybe borderline to really good. So, like, if they don't have this, they might be A tier without it. If they're S tier, in some cases, and they might be B tier without it if they're A tier in other cases. But anyway, we'll talk more about that. Let me show you the Seamus setup. It's actually pretty cool. It's just triple green, Celtic Cross, 9 MP, 15k damage, 21 random into crossbreak, front power slam. This move is very important. 6 MP, green, 98k damage, makes 7 random multiply gems into crossbreak. This is going to allow us to proc both plates twice if we set the trainers up right. And rolling Fireman's Carry Slam, a 9 MP green, 15k damage, choose 7 to make into red. You have to set it up, basically. You need Roxanne and you need Steel. That gets you loaded in Feud. And then you need Cena to do this. So you get 1 extra crossbreak, making 8. So we proc the anniversary plate a second time. Bailey is optional. Any zombie would work here of this type. Bailey just is red gems, and we're going to put all of as many red gems as we can on multiplies. So Bailey's the best, but you don't need Bailey to make it work. You do, however, need the other 3 trainers. Those are not optional. Bailey is. And you do need both plates for Seamus, or he won't. He hits for like 40 million without both plates. It doesn't work nearly as well. So, yep, you're all charged up. You just chuck this out. What makes it work is the anniversary plate throws another 8 out. And we're going to convert 8, so we're going to proc the plate twice. So you can see right now my red multiply gem is, what is that, 4.8 million? Now let's do this again. And now you can see my red multiply gem is 7.6 million, right? So that's why we want it on reds. Then basically, look, you want to get rid of any of your lower gem counts. We're pretty good here. Also, if you're worried, if you want to just do it quickly, the easiest thing to do is just set up where you're going to break a cross break at the same time like this. You'll get technically 1 less multiply gem red, but you're going to ensure you can just go quick, and then you can play it quicker, right, and just cover up whatever. If you're worried about recycling, just leave a green and you'll recycle, and you can see just how hard that hits. I will run it one more time just because it's fun. This plate turns King Seamus, well, these 2 plates, from a 0 into a hero, and the only reversal you're worrying about here currently, at the time this is being recorded, is multiply gem reversal. So, I mean, if you got a bunch of hype, you pull a bunch of hype for King Seamus and you have these 2 plates, not the worst. Not the worst, right? I'll just do this again for you real quick without all the jibber jabber. And then you can kind of see that you can go pretty quickly. And it's 87 million, right? So I'm using tier 2 medals against tier 2 opponents, so let's pop up the spreadsheet now and talk about it. So, you can see the plate rating scale on the left. I've explained this before, but basically S tier, best in slot plate, and the fighter is top tier. In A tier, best in slot plate, fighter is very good with it. Now, this particular tier list is only S and A because there's so many. You should not put this rainbow plate on anyone beneath this unless I completely missed someone, which I probably didn't because I spent hours on this, literally hours in playtesting. Everything you see on the list is playtested by me personally. So there's that, right? So basically everybody's S or A on this list, and with this many, it doesn't make sense to waste a rainbow on it. Now, this is how I grade the plates out. I give the rainbow an S, the green a B, the black an A, the purple a D. There's no one that the purple is good on that I can find that even is remotely good. So purple is just a waste at the moment, at least the time this is being recorded. Red is an A, blue is an A, and yellow is an A, right? So these are all graded out with the rainbow in mind. So Axe Demolition, Absolute Beast, S tier, 2-click monster, combine it with a Seamus Crown. Smash Demolition, and I'm going to play him at the end because this is an interesting thing. Black Crossfire can also be A tier. He's S tier with this. Best spot for Black Crossfire. Can combine with Starcrossed. So when it says can combine, it means he does enough damage without it, but you can add it if you want more damage. However, it does add the multiply reversal on smash. Okay. Becky Lynch back in business, combined with Starcrossed. Yellow Crossfire can be S tier. That doesn't mean the yellow Crossfire is an S tier plate, but it can be S tier, right? Stephanie Vicaire, La Primera, can combine with Starcrossed, meaning you don't have to. Blue Crossfire can be S tier. Best spot for Blue Crossfire, right? Pretty straightforward. Ray Phoenix Hybrid Luchador combined with Seamus Crown. Best spot for Red Crossfire. Red Crossfire can also be S tier. Rey Mysterio Raphael can combine with Starcrossed, but it's not needed. So if you don't combine it, you just have a gem buff reversal. If you do combine it, then you have a gem and multiply. It hits basically doubles his damage, which he doesn't need, but it does add another reversal worry. That's why it says can combine. Rey Mysterio Hall of Fame combined with Nightmare Insignia. This is S tier, by the way. 2 moves, blow up the board, hits for 100 million. Sherry and Leo are required for top damage, though. So I would rate him A tier without them. If you're missing one or the other, I would put him at A tier because then his damage goes down about 20 million and it's closer to borderline. Still really good. He might be A+. Really, really good. Now here's the A tiers, and they get interesting. They have like one slight knock against them. That's why I put them A tier. Their damage is all fine or borderline, or they're just a bit clicky, right? So Rick Steiner Brothers actually love this plate on him because you stun, and then there's 0 reversals. It's a stun lock, but it's going to probably take 2 cycles to win, so it's a little bit slower. So that's why it gets an A tier. Seth Rollins Leonardo combined with Starcrossed. The damage is borderline. It depends if you hit the multiplies or not. That's why it gets an A tier, but it's very fast. Undertaker Ministry of Darkness is an absolute terror with this, especially if you have some of the moments for him. Hits insanely hard, but it is slightly clicky. You combine this with a Nightmare Insignia. Yellow Crossfire, he would still be A tier as well. So this and Becky Lynch, that's 2 great spots for a Yellow Crossfire. Seamus, you just saw, I rate him A tier because he's slightly clicky, but you need to combine it with a Starcrossed. Sami Zayn out of the Bloodline, also very similar to Seamus. Damage variance is higher and lower depending on how many reds are on the board. But this plate does make it so he's usually going to win pretty clearly, but it's slightly clicky. Ricky Steamboat the Dragon is nuts with this, combined with the Flaming Glove. Hits super hard with your multiply trainers, right? But it's slightly clicky as well. John Cena, Special Edition Chain Gang. This one's interesting. He can sometimes miss. That's why it gets A tier. The only reason it gets A tier is he can once in a while miss. So what I came up with and I tried messing around with is I put the 2 words for you on him, which gives you a 50% chance to throw out 2 cross breaks. Simply because once in a while, if you're going to miss, that may save you from missing. So you may agree or disagree, but I like that combo on him just to hopefully save the miss. Bronstrom and Monster Bomb combined with Starcrossed hits super hard, slightly clicky. And same thing with Andre the Giant Hall of Fame. But you have to combine with an OG drip plate. He hits very hard, but also slightly clicky, right? So that's kind of how they grade out. And after there's this many on here, right? We're talking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 S tiers. And a lot of them, Bex and Rey Mysterio Hall of Fame, very available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9 A tiers. That's like 16 S and A tier characters. You would never put this rainbow plate anywhere else unless I completely missed something, which I could have. But I played a lot of these cards, right, and tested them a lot. So that's kind of how the ranking goes and how I feel about it. Yeah, and then like I said, you can use Black Crossfire on Smash, which I'll show you, and show you the damage with and without the anniversary plate on Smash to kind of give you an idea when I say can. Blue is great on Vicaire. Vicaire without the Star Crossed hits for like 90 million to 100 million. And then doesn't have the multiply reversal. If you add the Star Crossed, it goes way harder, but then you have multiply reversal worry as well on Vicaire. So, and then Blue Crossfire is probably going to be like 75 to 80. And then, but really hard again if you combo with Starcross. You can also use Blue Royal Rumble too. Vicaire is super versatile, right? But that just kind of gives you an idea. And if there's people that can be S or A tier with another plate, then they go here. The green gets a B because the only other person would be Rick Steiner. Can be B tier with green Crossfire. You can see it's situationally okay. That's the best slot I can come up with for the green, but it's going to not hit nearly as hard, and it's probably going to be 3 or 4 cycle stun lock wins. So as I said, situationally okay, but not something you want to plan on. So that's why we go with that for the kind of the green Crossfire and stuff. But the rest are all very good, other than the purple's poop at the moment. But this is, like I said, probably my favorite plate in the game. So many places it's so strong. You got somebody on your roster you can use this and have a big impact with, right? So let's run Smash. Just so the reason I'm choosing Smash is because it can use the Crossfire plate, and then lots of you will have him, or the Star Crossed, I mean. So that'll give you a good idea of what I mean with when you can, right? Plus a lot of you have Smash, and Smash is fun. I love Smash. They did such a good job with him. Man, I want his repo gear so bad on Mherex. So bad. Yeah. So I'll show you what he does with the anniversary, and then we'll just swap right over without it. That's mellow. Also, I probably should put that for Smash to get the proc twice. It makes a big difference. But there's other trainers you can use if you don't have mellow. You can see that in my preview, right? For sure. If you're using the other setup, you definitely want Starcrossed for sure. If you don't have mellow. If you have mellow, then you don't necessarily need it at all. So there's 2-click version of Smash, right? Now if you go 2-click version, this won't be reversed. So this would be the 2-click. Let me show you the 2-click real quick. And we'll see how hard this hits. You're gonna get some... you'll see. So 58 million gem, and then it's like 20. It's like 20 million. Unblockable, right? So about 70 million. So kind of borderline on the 2-click, but it's not. It's super fast, no reversal worry. If you have his MP down gear, then I think you're full sail that way, right? So you can 2-click with that. You can also 4-click with it. And hit very hard, obviously. So with the 4-click, you're going to get like 42 million or so unblockable. Now you have to worry about MP up reversal and multiply reversal, though. So we did 42 million unblockable, and now we're gonna do a lot of gem. Prepare yourself. 120 million gem. So Smash is doing like 160 million. Oh, he's a good card. Really good card. Anyway, I'll show you what I mean by if you don't want to worry about the reversal, you just pop this guy off, right? Just pop this guy off. Now we won't have to worry about the reversal. You cannot two-click this way. Well, you could, and then just try and cycle it again, but why would you not just do the 4 moves instead, you know? So without the star-crossed, we're going to do that 40 million unblockable, 42 that we just talked about, and then we're going to do a bunch of gem damage on top of it, right? Another 42 in gems, so you're doing like 80 million damage with 40 being unblockable, right? So he doesn't need it, but you can combine it for more damage. So this is that. The reason I play that is just to kind of give you guys a better idea of the rating. And then when I say Black Crossfire can be A tier, I'll show you exactly what I mean. The overall damage becomes more borderline, right? So that's why it drops down to an A tier without the anniversary. If you put the anniversary on, then this is just fine, right? Then your damage goes back up. But then you're worrying about another reversal, so... So we're still going to do 42 million unblockable, but our damage is going to go down from 42, like 40 million gem with this setup, right? And 30 million. So now you're doing like 72 million total damage, so it's a little bit more borderline. Obviously, you put the anniversary on, it goes way up, right? You're going to hit well over 120 million, but then you just have to worry about another reversal. So that should give you guys a really good idea of how the ranking system works. And in this scenario, I feel pretty comfortable tier listing something, simply because it's very direct, right? Like, it is what it is. The plates, the fighter is either super fast and hits really hard and has very little reversal worry, in which case they're an S tier, or they have some slight little knock, in which case it's an A tier. And for a plate to be an S tier, it basically would have to be a rainbow, because then you can use it everywhere. It's not like you're not pigeonholed into just using it on one particular character. So like any of the specific color ones, A tier is very good, and definitely worth having. So when you're trying to make your prize wall decisions and stuff, hopefully this helps. But this weekend is huge. So like I said, do everything you can get it. If you're free to play and don't spend, get all the Blitz tickets and hope you get just a little bit of luck to bring it home to those 30 medallions for this plate. And if you don't get there and you're somebody that like occasionally spends, this is a chance to get it if you can get it cheaply at the end. Like, do your RNG runs first, get as much as you can, feud as much as you can, get the milestones, and then it might be worth spending to you like 20 bucks or whatever it takes to get there. I don't know your budget. I don't know what's worth it to you. I don't know your roster, but this will hopefully give you guys the tools to make a good decision based on your roster, your budget, and how you attack and play the game. So I hope this video helps. These take a lot of time, so definitely refer back to it, share it around. You're welcome to take a screenshot, but I do hope people will refer to the video as well, because these take a lot of work. So but yeah, you can share the screenshot around and all that. I put a lot of time into this, guys. So then the big reason I started doing these is I see a bunch of the screenshots of where these plates can go, who you can use it on. But it's just really bad advice and a waste of plate currency. When you have all of these great options, right? Don't put it on okay or bad options when you can have it on a great option. Unless you're a Mark and that's what you want to do, right? It's your life. You're a big boy. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Have a great weekend. Good luck in feud, and I hope you enjoy this video and find it helpful. Thanks, guys. I also want to say that's been a while, I think, since I've said it. I appreciate all of you watching, liking, and subscribing and supporting me. It's massive. I don't say it often enough. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys.